It's always gonna be me. Part twice, never nice. Part twice, go to church. I'm just trying to change my ways. Stream part twice on all platforms too. Lord, change my ways.
Gee, I think we got one.
So if I die,
I ain't finna tell you how I got away with this shit.
Lord, change my ways. So if I die today, it's okay. I need you, Lord, change my way. So if I die today, it's okay. I need you, Lord, change my way. So if I die today, it's okay. Times get really hard, and I try. So let me free my heart when I die. I need you, Lord, is my friend. Hit the like button for me. That will forgive me for my same old sin. I need you, Lord, once again. To be there for my falling friend. You know the Lord always wins. Number one. I bet my very last on him. And within there is all kinds of sin. Temptation in us all within. Times get really hard, and I try. Come on. So let me plead my heart when I die. I need you. Let me plead the blood. I was a thug, spent half of my life trying to make it out the mud. My heart laced with grub, hard drugs and sentence, grinning in the police face, serving the sentence, inches away from doing hard time. But if you think I care, I knew the Lord was gonna get a nigga out of there. I took the crime from the crime, started singing my song. Got everybody singing low, but you know that times get really hard, and I try. So let me plead my heart when I die. Lord, change my way. So if I die today, it's okay. I need you, Lord, change. Hit the like button. My way. So if I die today, it's okay. Okay. Times get really hard, and I try. Y'all trying. So let me plead my heart when I die. I'm trying. I'm trying, man.
I'm gonna be the meanest man who ever lived. I mean, they're gonna be talking about Goldie like they used to talk about Jesus.
But that's still in me. You understand me? So we're gonna talk about the descendants of Cain and Seth. We left off on Noah. And Noah, as you know, survived the great flood, right? But who was Noah's father? And that's the question. And who was Noah's father? Is the question. Who are we as a people? Why are we the way we are as a people? Why do we try to live right and yet and still we do wrong? It's a beginning and there's an end. I'm the type of man that likes to start from the beginning. And we starting in Genesis. And Genesis is the beginning of all things that we know as man. I told my homie, I say, man, chronological order is very big to me. Chronological order establishes first blood. What's first blood, part twice, before we get into the scriptures? Y'all all seen the Sylvester Stallone movies, the First Blood, Rambo. Perfect example. Rambo just minding his business. Not bothering nobody, not a soul. But you have these evil, wicked people in the world that just wants to go and bother with them and mess with them until they strike first blood. Now, what happens after that? After you shed my blood, after you harm me or whatever it is that you do to me, what happens after that is because of the blood that was stricken. Am I right or am I wrong? If I'm wrong, please pray for me. There was no retribution for Abel being murdered by Cain, except by God. But you have to ask yourself, who is Cain? And according to the Bible, he is not the son of Adam. But they put it like that. But we all know the first sin in the garden. So, let's get the chronological order out the way. And we have to start with Cain and Abel. Cain was the firstborn, a mixed breed, if you shall say. We have the chronological order here. I downloaded it so I can have it as a pictorial. The family tree. Okay? Now what we have here is Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve had Cain, Abel, and Seth. Okay? Cain and Abel came first. Cain came first. Then Abel as the younger brother. Cain killed Abel. Abel had no children. We are not descendants of Abel. We are descendants of the younger brother, Seth, of righteousness. Yet and still, we are still descendants of Cain. Because Cain had who? You see the children he had, Enoch, all the way to Lamech. But we have Lamech over on this side too. So what you have to realize is the men were born first, and then the women were born, and we were all breeding together. So these two families had to collide and reproduce together. So we are descendants of Cain and Seth. Cain being a offspring of the serpent, which was cast on his belly to the end of time. So God seemed fit for Adam and Eve to have another child. And they had more children than these. But these are the men, because the daughters came next. But Seth was born, and he had Enoch, and so forth and so on. But Lamech, circled in red, is the father of Noah. On both bloodlines, from Seth and Cain, we are descendants of Seth and Cain. Now you ask yourself, who is Seth? Nobody never really knows about these things. Nobody really asks about these things. We don't know who we are as a people. But if you go back to the beginning, you know why you are the way you are. Okay? So biblically, I'm trying to get it together. Biblically speaking, if you consider the story of Adam and Eve, all humans believed to be descendants of both Cain and Seth. According to the narrative, after Cain killed Abel, he was cursed and became a wanderer. Later, Adam and Eve had another son named Seth, and it's from Seth's line that the righteous descendants are traced. Therefore, in the biblical tradition, humanity is seen as descending from both Cain and Seth, representing the complexities of good and evil within human nature. You understand what I'm saying? So we are both descendants of Cain and Seth, not Cain and Abel. And that's a big thing to understand, because you have to understand that Cain and Seth, two fathers, one mother. Two fathers, one mother. Two fathers. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. From the beginning of time, it happened. So, a full blood baby is Seth. Shout out to my homeboy, white boy Jason. You know, his mother's all white. He's all white because his father is all white. That's a full-blooded man right there with his family. Well, his two sisters are a mixed breed. They're not full Caucasian. So they're half Caucasian, half black. Well, let's reverse that around. We have families that are the other way around. Okay? So we'll have a mixed breed baby with a white man and a black woman. And then the rest of the children are all black because she got with an all black man. So there's only one red guy in the house and the rest are all black. Cain killed his brother, his full-blooded black brother, Abel. And was punished to be a wanderer in the land and cause havoc, the evil seed, the snake. But then Adam and Eve had another full-blooded baby named Seth. And Seth went on to be a righteous man and to multiply and be fruitful and were gods on earth. I shall proceed, but as I proceed, I just want y'all to understand that I'm not changing the Bible. I'm just going by what is written, line by line, chronological order. And as you interpret the Bible, you interpret it yourself, and we're going to read on. But I'm not changing nothing. This is what I believe. Why are we evil and why do we have good in us? Is the question you have to ask yourself. Especially, when everybody loves to indulge in their favorite foods, knowing it's not good for them. My favorite drugs, knowing it's not good for us, but that don't mean we're not righteous. right? So you have to wonder, why do you have that inside you? Why do you feel like loving you is so wrong? I don't want to be right. Why do you feel like you need to just steal out of stores even though you're a millionaire? Why does it sound good to hear murder music? You have to ask yourself these things, man. You have to free your mind and really say, hey, why am I? Who am I? Where am I? Where do I come from? And when you ask these questions, you have to be honest. And you can't switch it up. You have to destroy yourself. You have to destroy yourself because the truth hurts. And that means you have to give yourself all the pain that you try to ignore. So I just don't hold back because I know I've been through a lot of pain, and I know it's a lot of other people in there and watching that's been through a lot of pain and going through a lot of pain. Take y'all niggas to church. What? Hard twice go to church, niggas. Only God, please have mercy on my soul. Like these streets is way too cold, and I think I'm gon' let go. Help me, God, please have mercy on my soul. Like these streets is way too cold, and I think I'm gon' let go.
Lord, forgive me for my sins. Take my soul if I should die. I was high, I was living like a bad guy. Don't wanna be the bad guy, I wanna do the right thing. Every time I turn around, the devil trying to fight me. So I gotta fight back, stomping on this red head. I don't fear the devil, so no longer is the boy scared. God say the victory is mine, we gon' win. That's the end of my prayer. Let the church say amen, say amen, amen.
Please have mercy on my soul. Man, these streets is way too cold, and I think I'm gon' let go. Help me, God, please have mercy on my soul. Man, these streets is way too cold, and I think I'm gon' let go. Help me, God, don't let go, don't let go, don't let go, don't let go. Don't let go, don't let go, don't let go, girl. Don't let go, girl. Don't let go, don't let go, don't let go, girl. You better go, girl. You go to work, girl. You sell that dope, girl. You fed your kids, didn't it? You paid your bills, didn't it? Your baby daddy missing. Well, girl, you still in it. Lil' mama still winning. She getting her credit straight. She getting her teeth did. She like the booty shake. Well, in the meantime, these bullets still flipping, these niggas still dying, these niggas still snitching, these niggas still getting money, but they working for the law. Watch your back, cause your partner might be working for the law. I say they still getting money, but they working for the law. Watch your back, cause your partner might be working for the law. Help me, God. Please have mercy on my soul. Man, these streets is way too cold, and I think I'm gon' let go. I ain't thinking about no police. So you heard the song, man, and listen. When I read these scriptures, man, just sit back and ride with me, dog. That's all. All right, we're gonna start right here. When they drove Cain out of the land, behold, you have driven me out of this day from the face of the land, and from your face I will be hidden, and I will be a fugitive and a vagabond and a wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. So you're a wanderer of earth.
But you got that evil in you, so you going from spot to spot. You got the power of God in you now too, and the power of the devil, because you a half breed, the forbidden fruit. You got protection of God. Because why? You say, behold, this is what Cain saying to God. You say, my punishment is greater than I can bear. You say, behold, you have driven me out this day from the face of the land, and from your face I will be hidden, and I will be a fugitive and a vagabond and a wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me. So he know he ain't shit. He know somebody gonna kill him for this sin right here. God said no, and the Lord said to him, therefore, if anyone kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken upon him sevenfold. You fuck with America, boy, you in trouble. Anybody that's in allied to America, we go to war for them, don't we? Yeah, these Europeans, yeah, they are protected somehow, divinely, causing all this havoc and massacre all over the world. To me, that's what I feel. That's an example of who they talking about in the Bible. Or somebody that's protected, because the Lord said to him, therefore, if anyone kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark or a sign upon Cain, lest anyone finding him shall kill him. So Cain went away from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, wandering east of Eden. And Cain's wife, one of the offspring, became pregnant and bore Enoch. And Cain built the city and named it after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad was the father of Mehehulah, I can't say that name, and the father of Methuselah. And Methuselah was the father of Lamech. And Lamech was the father of Noah. Or am I wrong? Let me keep reading. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. And Lamech took 2 wives, and the name of one was Ada, and the other was Zillah. Ada bore Jabal, and he was the father of those who dwell in the tents and have cattle and purchase possessions. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all those who play in the lyre and the pipe, the musicians of the world. Zillah bore Tubal Cain. He was the forger of all cutting instruments, bronze and iron. Good with their hand type people. The sister of Tubal Cain was not. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, you wives of Lamech. Listen to what I say, for I have killed a man merely for wounding me, and a young man only for striking and bruising me. If Cain is avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech will be avenged 77-fold. And Adam's wife again became pregnant. And Adam's wife again became pregnant, and she bore a son called, his name was Seth. For God, she said, was appointed for me another child of Abel, for Cain killed him. And to Seth also a son was born, whom he named Enosh. And at this time, men began to call upon God by the name of the Lord. So rewind. Cain went away and started his own family. All right. The daughters of Adam and Eve. Descendants. So we mixing bloods because it's only all men at first. You seen the chronological order of who were all born. And then the daughters are starting to be born now. And somebody had to multiply and be fruitful with these daughters. So that's just the way it was. There wasn't no separate colony here and there that they could go intermingle with. It was all from the same bloodline.
all pure. Nothing wrong with what they were doing. So Cain's wife became pregnant and bore Enoch. And Cain built the city. Enoch was born to Irad. Enoch was born, no, to Enoch was born Irad. So Irad was Enoch's son. So he keep having boys. And all the way to Methuselah. That's why I wouldn't say oldest Methuselah. Methuselah lived the longest, I think. I think he lived to like 900 some years old. But his son was Lamech. You understand what I'm saying? So Lamech is big now. Remember him. Well, this is the book made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them and named them both Adam and man. And they were both created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness after his image, and he named him Seth. And after he had Seth, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. So altogether, Adam lived 930 years, then he died. When Seth was 105 years old, Enoch was born. Seth is the full-blooded brother from Adam and Eve. So Seth lived after the birth of Enoch 807 years and had other sons and daughters. So Seth lived 912 and he died. When Enoch was 90, Kenan was born to him. Enoch lived after birth 815 years and had other sons and daughters. Enoch lived 905 years and he died. When Kenan was 70, Mahel was born. Kenan lived after the birth of Mahel 840 and had other sons and daughters. So Kenan lived 910 years and he died. Mahel was 65 and Jared was born. Mahel lived after the birth of Jared 830 years and had other sons and daughters. So the sons and the daughters had started coming after Cain went away. And everybody had to populate. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked in fellowship with God. And he was not, for God took him home with him. When Methuselah was 187 years old, Lamech was born to him. Methuselah lived after the birth of Lamech 782 years, and he had died, had other sons and daughters. So Methuselah lived 969 years, and he died. When Lamech was 182 years old, a son was born. He named him Noah. When Lamech was 182 years old, a son was born. He named him Noah, saying, "This one shall bring us relief and comfort from our work and the grievous toil of our lands due to the ground being cursed by the Lord." Lamech lived after the birth of Noah 595 years and had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years. The lucky 777 years. And he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I'm just reading the Bible. When men began to multiply on the face of the land and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that daughters of men were fair, and they took wives, and all they desired and chose. Then the Lord said, "My spirit shall not forever dwell and strive with man, for he also is flesh, but his days shall be yet 120 years. There were giants on the earth in these days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God lived in daughters of men, and they bore children to them. These were mighty men who were of old men and of renown. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagine. I got to get some connection. Is you back with me? This is what the Bible say. There were giants on earth in those days. This is Genesis 6:4. There were giants on earth in those days. Not no Shaquille O'Neals. Giants, like in the movies. Maybe, maybe not. Tear that. There were giants on earth in those days, and also afterwards. David and Goliath, y'all don't believe that no more either. It's a cartoon book, right? Lamech. When the sons of God live with the daughters of men. There were giants on earth in those days. And also afterward, when the sons of God lived with the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. These were the mighty men who were of old men and of renown. The Lord saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination and intention of all human thinking was on only evil continuously. So everything a nigga can think of, we'll do it, won't we? They invent everything, man. They're gonna have the robots coming real soon to replace the job soon. They're gonna have robots that can bore children. You see the movies, man, they put it in your face because that's another lie. They're just getting you used to it, right? Put a little lube on it so he can stick it to you, you know, hard. So the Lord said, I would destroy, blot out, and wipe away mankind, whom I created from the face of the ground. Not only man, but have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. This is the history and the generation of Noah, the just and righteous man, blameless in his evil generation. Noah walked in habitual fellowship with God, and Noah became the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Three sons. All descendants of who? Cain and Seth. Because there were no women born at the time. So after a certain amount of sons that were being born, then the daughters had started becoming around. And they intertwine with each other and reproduce. So Noah let everybody know that he was unhappy, and I mean, God said everything he created he wanted to wipe out, and the only one he found people was descendants of Seth, but mainly from Cain and Seth, because everybody has a good and a evil side in them. There's no way to escape it. It's in you. You can be the goodest person in the world, but there's something in you that's corrupt, but you don't want to admit it. Miss Goody Two-Shoe, Mr. Know-It-All. Can't tell me nothing. We know it. Especially you evil people. You got more of that Cain in you than you know. You know? Read on, man. The more he got everything together. He got the ships. And they flooded the earth. And when they flooded the earth, Noah stayed on the boat for a couple of years, man. After that, they made a sacrifice. And everybody know what the sacrifice was, right? That was the beginning of the flesh eating. Every four-legged animal had to be burned completely, all the way to the core, not suitable for eating. Well, as the flesh burns, it's pleasing to God. And if it's pleasing smelling to God, it's pleasing to all the creeping things and the flying things and everything around. Notice they fed four-legged animals for the sacrifice. That goes for lions, cows, pigs, elephants, hippopotamus, anything. Alligators have four legs. No monkeys. But all the beasts smell it too. The animals smell it. Everything that was being burned smelled pleasing. And God said, I have a rainbow in the sky to remind you of the covenant, because I will never destroy the earth again. I will never destroy the earth again. He did not say that he won't let us go to our own devices and we destroy the earth again. But you got to remember that the land is cursed from the original sin of Adam and Eve. So it's not going to be too long before global warming and whatever it is that man that goes to the brink of his imagination can think of will destroy its own earth. And we'll have to move on to another planet. Like Space Invaders, Star Wars, Lost in Space. I'm sorry, this apple was delicious. I'm sorry, this is how I finish it off. Don't judge me, man. All right? So, he established the covenant. And there shall be, I will bring clouds over the earth, and the bow, the rainbow, is seen in the clouds. And I will earnestly remember my covenant or solemn pledge with which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And waters will no more become a flood to destroy and make all flesh corrupt. And when the bow, the rainbow in the clouds, and I took a look upon it, I will earnestly remember the everlasting covenant or pledge between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said to Noah, the rainbow is a token or sign of the covenant or solemn pledge which I have established between me and all flesh upon earth. The sons of Noah who went forth from the ark were Shem, Ham, Japheth, Ham, and the father of Canaan, born later. So when you see the rain, man, you have to respect the rainbow, man. We're not finna get into politics, man, about how people take over the rainbow and make it to what they want it, you know, but without the respect of religion. You know what I'm saying? But when you really see the rainbow is a sign of the covenant that he said he would never destroy the earth by floods again. Again. I will establish my covenant or pledge with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of flood. Neither shall there ever again be flood to destroy the earth and make it corrupt. And God said, this is a token of the covenant, a solemn pledge, which I am making between me and you and every living creature that is with you for all future generations. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be a token or sign of covenant or solemn pledge between me and the earth. And it shall be that I will bring the clouds over the earth, and the rainbow is seen in the clouds. I will earnestly remember my covenant or solemn pledge, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters will no more become a flood to destroy and make all flesh corrupt. When the rainbow is in the clouds and I look upon it, I will earnestly remember the everlasting covenant or pledge between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon earth. And God said to Noah, the rainbow is a token or a sign of covenant or solemn pledge which I have established between me and all flesh upon earth. The sons of Noah who went forth from the ark, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham, the father of Canaan, born later. There are three sons of Noah, and from them the whole earth was overspread and stocked with inhabitants. And Noah began to cultivate the ground, and he planted a vineyard, and drank of the wine, and became drunk. And he was uncovered and lay naked in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, glanced at and saw the nakedness of his father, and took his two brothers outside. No, and told his two brothers outside. So Shem, Japheth, let me read that again. There are three sons of Noah, and from the whole earth was overspread and stocked with inhabitants. So I guess they the ones that multiply with each other. So they had to multiply with their own offspring. From his offspring, from three brothers, that's how they had to multiply the earth, because all flesh was destroyed. So all this bloodline is being mingled together. Okay? Now, after that, Noah began to cultivate the ground, and planted a vineyard. So now we got this vineyard. He planted the grapes. I guess he got drunk off the wine. Because you can make grapes. When we was in prison, man, we get the grapefruits or either some oranges, man, get sugar and a little maybe some yeast or something, man. So a boil real good, make wine. And we used to get drunk as fuck off that shit, and we used to sell that shit. You feel me? Excuse my French. So Shem, so he got drunk and he was uncovered. So hold on. And Noah began to cultivate the ground, and he planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine and became drunk. And he was uncovered and lay naked in his tent. So if I'm drunk and you uncover me, that means you made me get naked, right? Why'd you do that? Why you strip me naked? Remember the rainbow now, and see how wicked these people play games, man. This is all biblical. They might take me off the air for this, man. I don't care. And he drank of the wine and became drunk, and he was uncovered and lay naked in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, glanced at and saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. So Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it upon the shoulders of both, and went backwards, and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward, and they did not see their father's nakedness. When Noah woke up from the wine and knew the thing which his youngest son had done to him. What, just exposing nakedness? That's the thing that he had done to him? I don't think that would cause a man to be cursed, will it? He exclaimed, Cursed be Canaan. Not Ham, the man that uncovered him. Canaan, Ham's son. Did y'all follow me right there? He didn't curse Ham, the one that uncovered him and did the thing to him. I don't know what the thing was. But he didn't curse him, he cursed his son. Cursed be Canaan, he shall be the servant of servants to his brethren. He also said, bless the Lord, the God of Shem, and blessed by the Lord, my God be Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. All the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. So who's the cursed people, man? Could it be us? And Ham had to live with the thought of him cursing us for the fooleration of whatever he did to his father, leaving him exposed naked. That's what certain people try to say and give an excuse for slavery. But we can't go into that, right? Right. It's always an excuse why you can't talk about certain situations online. But I'll leave that up to you to do your own research. But what do people do when they refuse to be a slave? It had to be a revolution, right? And you know what the old folks used to say, man? And they always used to call them guys crazy. They say the revolution would not be wise. And I understand why they said that. Because if you're saying anything against of what the powers that be do not want you to say, you will be snatched off the air. You will have your channel stricken. You will have your channel taken away from you. With no remorse. All the great content you put out, so what? Give it here. But I'm here to tell you, man, that it's ways to say things to people that are smart and will do their own research to teach their children what to teach their children. And then they can teach their children all the way to 2099, to the year 3000. 100 years from now, it'll be 3023. How y'all living out there? Is it time for a revolution? Because it won't be televised. You have to have it inside your mind. You have to have it inside your soul. I'm sorry. But what do people do? They used to be a slave. Hit the like button. What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? Do you misbehave, or do you stay a slave, or do you lose your mind?
Or do you get your line? Or will you stay inclined and get from behind? Or will you take a stand? Or will you be a man? Or can you be a man if you don't take a stand? Or look me in the eye if you ain't ready to die. My nigga, don't you cry. My nigga, don't you lie. You know I'm sick and tired of pussy niggas crying. How you gonna lead if you scared to bleed? How you gonna fight if you scared to fight? Real killer stands up and life of what's right. Time out on killing brothers. What about the others? Do it for your granny, do it for your mother. What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do when they refuse to be a slave? What do people do? What do people slave? What do people do? What do people do? Slave.